Y'all, Christmas break is finally over. Today is the first day I've actually had a quiet house. All 4 kids are in school. My husband's actually in the basement working and I'm upstairs working, and it's been glorious. And I'm so excited to bring you this episode today because if you listen to my Epiphany episode, you know that my word of the year is vision. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today because we also had a guest on last episode, episode 29, Jessie Melcher. And today we're going to kind of recap her episode and pick out intentional ways that you can do what she did. You may have listened and thought, wow, she's awesome. She's got a lot of stuff together. She knows what she's doing. I can't do that in my life. Well, I'm going to point out 3 very intentional things that you can do to believe that you can have courage and to make steps into your life towards the vision that God has for you. Okay? So get ready to take some notes. It's a good one. Let's go.
One word people have used to describe me most of my life is emotional. That isn't a stretch because, yes, I am a female. But when I was described as being so emotional, so moody, especially as a teenager and in young adulthood when puberty hormones were just strong, and I just accepted it as me, that I was just going to be extra emotional. And let's not mention how I was practically giving myself whiplash once a month because of these said emotions. This continued for years, and not where I'm impossible to live with, but just I used it as a crutch month after month. Oh, I'm getting my period. Or, oh, that's why that happened. Sorry, it's my period. Sorry, it's that week. But something changed all of that this year, and I can finally say I am over those PMS symptoms. I started taking intuitive nutrition that is hormone and soy isoflavone free to find balance and empower my hormones naturally. It's patent pending, unlike anything else, and instead of interfering with natural hormone balance, the menstrual and menopausal formulas deliver key nutrients and potent botanicals to support the female body in every phase and every cycle. Hormones are chemical messengers telling your body vital information. If you have heavy periods, cramping, mood swings, low libido, bloating, hot flashes, night sweats, brain fog, acne, and more, your messengers might need additional support so you can feel your best. Andrea says, because I'm feeling my best, I'm also momming my best now. Michelle says, now all my days are good days. I don't need to blame my hormones anymore. It's just me. Take the fun quiz in the show notes to see if your hormones are telling you that they really need to be balanced. Also, you can find a ton more information at the link in the show notes. Hey mama, are you stressed by the lack of time in the day to do all the things? Are you feeling disconnected from God, your husband, and even your kids because patience and presence seem out of reach? Do you want a healthier body, mind, spirit, and home, but overwhelmed in where to start? Hey, I'm Shan, Wright, daughter of the king, wife, mom to 4, RN, wellness coach, and I know very well what it feels like to want to live well, but about to lose it with my very blessed full life. After realizing I can't pour from an empty cup, I tracked my way to whole body wellness and so much peace. If you are ready to cancel the stressed out life, learn tactical, intentional strategies as a mom wearing many hats, find more peace, confidence, and joy raising kingdom kids, then listen in. Come on, mama, together we got this. Really, God's got this. So go heat up that coffee again and turn your listening ears on. Let's chat.
So the general vision I have for my life is to put God first, family second, and business third. And I remember when I first got married, and it was to make this sentence was always said to me, to make sure you put God above your marriage, that relationship is more important than your marriage. And being that I just got married, that was a little hard to swallow. I was like, what? This amazing person that I just fell in love with? How do I do this? How do I put God before him. What does that look like? And then as I've, grown up a little bit, now the sentence, God first, family second, then business or work, passions, pursuits is third, is a really nice, value to run your life through. But what does that actually look like? What does that look like the day in, day out? And I was kind of convicted of this, that I wasn't sure my actions were showing it. And I really wanted to pursue business so that I could, impact other women but not take away from my kids at all. Actually, bring in some income to our family and some good stuff into our family, but not take away time of being with them. And when you have goals and when you are starting a business and when you are building something, it takes extra time, and you have to be really intentional and focused with that time. And it can be easily checked off. It can be stuff that you have systems for and intentions and vision, and you're able to check it off, and then you're left with, all right, I did it. I did these things for my business, but because I didn't have intention and vision or even systems for my God and my family, I actually didn't move courageously forward in those areas. You kind of feel stuck, or maybe like they fell down the list and the business and the passions and the pursuit got pushed to the top, because that's what your actions show. So with my word of the year being vision, I think God is going to unpack that in many areas of my life. And I'm going to partner with him and pray for that vision in all the areas and see what he reveals to me and sets me up with. And again, my verse that goes along with this for the year is Habakkuk 2:2-3. Then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and engrave it plainly on clay tablets, so that the one who reads it will run. For the vision is yet for the appointed future time. It hurries towards the goal of fulfillment. It will not fail. Even though it delays, wait patiently for it, because it will certainly come. It will not delay. And so he has given me clear vision for my business because I prayed intently for it. And now I need to pray intently for my faith vision, my family vision, my financial vision, my marriage vision, my holistic vision, and take intentional action. Write down intentional action for those areas, and then pursue them, mark them off, check them off. And I have done this time during Epiphany. I have done this, and it's been so good. And one of the holistic action plans he has given me is to fast. Yeah, not something that would be first on my list, but fasting is a spiritual practice that is actually a holistic practice. And I've taken action on this. I'm in a 7-week program called Fast and Feast, and we started on Monday. And I know that this action plan towards this holistic approach, holistic vision that I have, that God gave me for my life, is going to be fulfilled with this 7 weeks. And I believe that, and I can already see it happening. And so I don't know if any of that, like if you want a holistic action plan for your life, and maybe this is a word to you, then you could still join me in this program. It's just getting started, and so there is still time to jump in. If it interests you at all, you can just email me at hello@encouragewellnesswright.com. So that's Wright with a W. hello@encouragewellnesswright.com, and I will get you all those details. But just act on that. If that word of fasting and being that it's a holistic practice, that means it affects your entire being, then, and that like resonates with you at all, and you need something like that, then email me. Let's chat about it. Okay, so I was listening to a podcast, and the host who runs this podcast, she has systems, she has goals, and she's very intentional. But she said the most monumental thing she does for her goals each year, and it has transformed her life, is write a January letter. It's a letter to her future self 1 year from then. And it has all the goals in mind, and she writes it as she's already accomplished the goals. Then during the year, she reads it very often. And this runs definitely along the lines of what I'm doing. If I follow the word of God, and do what it says, then that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm writing the vision. I'm running for it. I'm waiting patiently on the Lord for it to happen. And so I've done that. I've written my vision down on my board, like I told you I did with the others. And I am going to read it often, and I am going to run for it and take action steps towards it. Have you listened to episode 29 yet? If not, I actually want you to pause this right now. I know you're like, you're telling me to stop your podcast. Yes, I actually am, because I want you to go back, if you've not listened to episode 29 yet, and listen to that first, because now for the rest of this episode, we're going to recap that conversation with Jessie, and I don't want you to miss a thing. It was such a great conversation. She's an amazing speaker and teacher, and so I want you to go back and listen to that. So now that you're still here, I assume that you have already listened, and from that conversation, I want to pull out 3 intentional actions you can take courage in from Jessie's courageous story. So like I said in the intro, you may have heard her story and heard the whole podcast and thought, wow, that's a lot. I can't do that. But she actually gave you a few intentional actions. And so I just want to pull them out and help simplify them. And that's what we do here. We want to create simple solutions so that you might have this overwhelming sense of, I don't know how to get from point A to point B. And so let's break it down. And I'm going to give you 3 simple things that you can do today to get going and take courage. Okay? All right. You're going to want to write these down. Number 1, do a dream session with God. So Jessie says, I want to pull back and do one thing, but I've learned that God is not up to only one thing. He is up to a lot of things. And she has done a lot. Girl, I watch that girl. She has done a lot. She wears many hats, and she has done all this because she's dreamt with God. She has allowed him to cast vision in her heart, and she is pursuing that vision. She has built her dream home. She has gone on dream vacations. She has pursued and accomplished dreams for her kids. And I mean, she's done a lot because she let him do what he wants to do in her life. And so I also read in a recent book, which, oh my gosh, I absolutely love this book. And I'm going to do a whole episode on one of the chapters, but it's called God with You at Work by Andy Mason. And he says, it is in dreaming and living your dreams that you reveal to the world the nature of God as a loving and limitless Father. So friend, this is your testimony. This is your testimony to others to actually let God put dreams in your heart and to run after those dreams. That is your testimony to the world and all those around you. So what are you going to do? You're going to get still, quiet. You're going to pray his word to him. You're going to pray Ephesians 3:20. Now to him who is able to carry out his purpose and do super abundantly more than all that we dare ask, think, infinitely beyond our greatest prayers, hopes, or dreams, according to his power that is at work within us. That is a mouthful, and every word is so powerful. So you're going to pray that. You're going to ask and receive the dreams that he has for you. Then do the next right action towards that dream. You can actually take intentional action by grabbing Jessie's vision guide. You can go to @Jessie, Jessie, Melcher, Melcher. CHER Co. At Jessie Melcher Co. That is her stand store, and you can find the vision guide there. Okay, number 2. She says, God builds capacity as you submit to him. You have to die to your plan, submit. So Jessie and I are the same in the fact that we wanted to be moms when we grew up. And maybe that's you too. And if so, you may be thinking, this motherhood journey that I'm on, this is my life purpose. This, to be a mom, is all that I wanted to do, and I'm doing it, and I'm living it, and I'm putting my all into it. But I actually believe, and Jessie does too, that he always has more for you. He has more for us. He has abundantly more for us. And you might think, well, this motherhood is a dream. And it is. But he has beyond your dreams, beyond what you have prayed for, hoped for, dreamed for. He has planned for you. Jessie also said, I realized doing something beyond our 4 walls, doing something to impact our 4 walls, was going to enrich their lives greater than me wanting to live this simple life I had in mind. She was all in on motherhood, and she realized that was being selfish. There is actually a selfish mentality you can have in motherhood without even realizing it. A false sense of humility that you're living for your kids, that your kids are your whole world. And that actually is selfish. That's saying, God, here's my plan. This is my plan. I'm holding tight to it. You actually gave me my dream, and I'm going to live this dream only. And that's shutting the door on what God has opened for you. Motherhood is actually, and this is a quote from her again, motherhood is about bringing the kingdom of heaven to your home, making disciples. So is there an open door in your life right now that you are ignoring because your mind is closed off? You are putting all you are, all that God put inside of you, on hold until they are older, until the kids are older, because you don't have time right now. You don't have enough time in the day. You don't have enough bandwidth. All your time, all your dedication, all your focus is on the kids. And I have plans. I've had plans for a long time for a future episode on time management and time in general. And I know you all want to hear that because I've heard from several of you. But Jessie, I didn't even know this was going to come up, but Jessie says time management is a mindset. We make time for what we want. And she has focused on time a lot in her brand. And so there's, again, a lot to say there, and we'll go into that further in detail. But what does God want to do in your life? Have you surrendered all to him? So here is your action step number 2, is to ask God, where am I being selfish in my motherhood journey? Is there something that I have not fully surrendered to you? Have I fully surrendered my kids to you? Have I fully surrendered their futures to you? As a mother, have I surrendered this entire journey to you? And ask God, I want you to take the lid off my life. I want you to tell me the next best step for me. I want you to take the lid off and show me the door that is open right now. That's what I did in 2020 when the world was chaos. I had a door open in front of me and I said yes. And it was a scary yes, but I knew that it was the right door that God had opened for me. And that was in the social retail business that Jessie and I are in. And Jessie shared how it has transformed her life. And I say the same. And so maybe that's the door for you. And if it is, then join us. You are welcomed to take that lid off in that area and join us. So whatever it is, and if you want more information on that and how you can join us, then you can again email me at hello@encouragewellnessright.com. Okay, so yes, we are going to do all those journaling questions, and that is an action step to sit down with your journal and ask God all those questions. Do it. Okay, number 3 is to create a family mission. Yes, Jessie had told you to do this. She said, walk away from this episode and do this. So if you haven't done it yet, that is your action step moving forward, is you are going to create a family mission together. So she says, we coexist to spread the news of Jesus Christ, to bring glory to God, and to build something together as a family. Vision and family mission go hand in hand. So as mothers, we have to be mothers with vision to lead our families with vision. And she also pointed out how to increase connection in the home, for all the family members to be more connected, is to all be going towards the same mission. And I kind of related it to a sports team. And I've actually read another book about this that used that whole sports analogy, where on a sports team, they know clearly what their mission is. It is to win, and it is to get the ball in the goal. It is to get the ball in the basket. It is to get the puck in the goal. Like, they know how to get there to that mission. They know the mission's to win. They know the goal is to get there. Does your family know their mission? Do they know the goals to get there? And when you all do, it brings so much more connection to your family. Jessie said that her family mission is to leave people better than how you found them. And I love that. That's so like a nice little package sentence. And then it comes with other family values that fall under that. Now, as our family, we have family values, and it's a big sign, and they are listed there. But I would love to wrap it all up in a phrase like that we could say often. Like when we're out and about and the kids act up, we could remind them and say the phrase just like da-da-da-da, it just rolls off the tongue. So, my husband and I are going to go on a marriage date this weekend to talk about our goals and our yearly vision. And that's something that we can discuss then. We have in the past, and I have it written down in a journal somewhere. I can't find it, so obviously it didn't stick. So I want to do it again. I want to take all our family values and have one little mission wrapped up. Then we tell the kids, hey kids, this is our family mission, because they need us to lead them. They are not running the show, and we need to remind them of that we are making disciples. Okay, so then you're going to share the mission with them, and then that is going to be something that she has signs in her house. So I think that's a great idea. I would love to have another sign that has the mission on it, because we have the values, and therefore we can remember them. I actually started a new thing with the kids. I've been wanting to do this for years, but they haven't been able to read, so it's been kind of hard. And now that we have 3 readers, it's such a great thing to do, and I'm so glad God reminded me of it. But when they go against one of our family values, and maybe they're fighting with a sibling, they have to go over and read the sign and read all of them, find the one that they did not follow, the one that they broke, and then make corrective action and ask for forgiveness and notice, recognize, repent what they did. Okay, so I'm super excited about that discipline action, because that's how they're going to learn to put the values into action. They need help. We are their leaders and their helpers and their disciplinaries, and we are making disciples. And that's how you do it. You actually have to take intentional action towards discipleship. All right, friends, so those are your 3. To recap, it is to, number 1, dream with God and have that dream session with God and let him pour into you and receive the dreams he has for you. Number 2 is to journal with him and ask all those hard questions. Have I not surrendered to you? Where do I need to surrender? Where do I need to take the lid off of my life? What is the next best step? What door do you have open that I've been ignoring? Okay. And number 3 is to create a family mission. Okay. What good is creating intentional actions without accountability attached to them? That's right. We love accountability here. So what we're going to do is you're going to do these things, and you're going to share them with us over in the Facebook group. It is bit.ly/holistic hacks. Come over to the Facebook group, share your intentional actions, share that you did them or your plans for them. We will encourage and cheer you on. It would be so good and so much accountability if you did that. You can also, personally message them to me if that is more your style, and I can still encourage you in the group. Okay, and then for Jessie, you can find her on Instagram at jessie.melcher. That is spelled JESSIE.MELCHER. And her podcast is the LeadHERship podcast. And she has not recorded in a while, since May of last year, but there's a lot there that you can grab value from. So go head over to her podcast and listen. And then, okay, Mama, it is time. It is time to take courage and put this into action. We got this, right? So until next time, may God himself, the God of peace, sanctify you through and through. May your whole spirit, soul, and body be kept blameless at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. The one who calls you is faithful, and he will do it. 1 Thessalonians 5:23-24. Shalom.
Hey, Wellness Warrior. I pray that blessed you. And if so, it would bless me big if you would write a 5-star review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Not only would this make me super happy, but it will allow for others to find this show too. Also, I love to chat over on Instagram, so make sure to take a screenshot, share to your Instagram stories, and tag me at the Shan Wright, so I can see it and we can keep chatting and bring other moms to chat with us. Until we get to chat again, Mama friend, may the Lord's face shine upon you and give you peace.